Folks, some sellers are doing generous price reductions. I'll get into that and then the latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending May the 1st, 2024. There's a property for our buyer client we were looking at about a month ago. Now, this is a dream property. Our client's looking to buy in the $5 million range. That's what this property is. It was priced at $5 million. We went to go see it. We already kind of had our doubts as to the price, thinking that maybe they're overpriced. But once we saw it in person, yeah, it's pretty clear that they were overpriced by a lot. Nonetheless, we put in an offer at the price that we thought made sense for our buyer client, and it was rejected. Like they didn't even respond to the offer. They just straight out said, no, decline. And well, that was that. A few conversations with the agent, and he's like, no, that's the price. Okay, so we move on. We look at other properties. There's not too many other properties to look at. So about a month goes by, the property's still for sale, and I get a phone call from the listing agent, and he asks me if my client, the one that put the offer in, if we've purchased yet. I said, no, not yet. We're still looking. And he said, okay, good, because my office is preparing a price reduction, and you'll see it. It'll be on the MLS tomorrow. And I asked him, how much? What's the new price going to be? He wouldn't tell me, but he said, just watch out for it on MLS. We're finalizing it all now. So, okay. I'm all excited. I'm thinking, well, he knew the price we originally went in at, and now he's calling me to tell me, hey, we're reducing the price. So he knows where our head is at price-wise. I'm all excited. I call my client to say, hey, remember that house? Well, they're reducing the price. The agent called me, told me to look out for it. So now my client and his family, they're all excited too. Everybody's waiting for this price reduction. Next morning, it's early. I get to my computer. I'm typing in, logging in. I make a mistake. I'm in such a hurry to log in, all excited about this. I log in, pull up the listing, and I'm staring at the price. And it's a little early, so I'm rubbing my eyes trying to think, am I reading this property properly? Did I pull up the old list? I'm looking at it, and it was originally at $5 million. The new price is $4,990,000. These sellers reduced their price on a $5 million property by $10,000. That's a 0.2% price reduction. How generous. I was being sarcastic in my title at the beginning of this show. Unbelievable. I call my client and he says, how much is it now? I was laughing, but at the same time, a little embarrassed to tell them I'm sorry for getting them all excited about the potential of them buying their dream house. The crazy part is, I see this all the time. There are properties priced at $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million, and then they do a price reduction of $2,000, $3,000. Sellers, I promise you, if your listing is sitting there unsold, there are no buyers looking at your listing at the current price you have it listed at and thinking, man, if they would just drop it $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000, I would buy it then. There are no buyers thinking that's all they need from you. If that's what they were thinking, they would have put in an offer and negotiated that difference already. If you think this video can help somebody to know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, it's really simple. Up here, there's a link. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Here we go, folks. First of all, we're going to start off with a summary. Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Markham. These are average sold price for detached properties only for week ending in May the 1st. Vaughan, Markham, Richmond Hill has the highest average sold price. There is approximately a $200,000 difference between the Vaughan average sold price and the Richmond Hill average sold price. And for all three markets, average sales or average price has come down from this week versus the previous week. We're going to start off with Vaughan. Detached properties only. For week ending May the 1st, 27 detached properties were sold. Sales are trending down. 7 of those properties were at $2 million or more, and the average sold price is $1,675,000. Although there's peaks and valleys, week to week, up and down, overall, I would say prices are trending down. That's what the chart is telling you. I can also tell you, working with buyers and sellers in York Region, across York Region, we've seen a shift over the last few weeks. We've seen a shift in showings. Showings have trended down. The amount of offers coming in have trending down. If there's an offer night, the amount of offers on offer night, way lower than what it was before. Sales are trending down. What's trending up? Listings and months of inventory. And I'll show you as we go through these numbers here. So $1,675,000 is the average sold price. If we look back this whole year so far for 2024, there is 2 weeks that had, and I'm not counting the week straight out of New Year's here, but there are 2 weeks where the average sold price was lower, not by much, but lower. So this is the third lowest average sold price that we've had, or the third time this year the average sold price is as low as it is. Compared to last year, 1,675 is 8% lower than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is also 8% lower. Now, I was looking at the other chart, average sold price. To me, it looked like prices were trending down. I'm seeing it in the field where we compare sales in a neighborhood to where they are now versus where they were a few weeks ago. Looks like prices are trending down. When we look at the dotted line, the 4-week moving average kind of seems flat. But right now, this very last week, we're going to see it trending down a little bit. So sales, we are selling far fewer homes than what we were selling this time a year ago for the last couple of weeks. Still, remarkably, 56% of those sales sold at list price or more. Now, some of these are sellers that tried a certain price, then dropped it way down because they needed that sale, and boom, it sells quickly. Listings. More properties are being listed. Again, folks, just detached properties. More properties are being listed this year versus a year ago. Active listings is increasing. Months of inventory has jumped up, now sitting at 3 months of inventory. That's Vaughan. Let's talk about Richmond Hill. Sales trending down. Although 21, it is up over the previous week of 18. Overall, sales are trending down. 8 of those properties sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price down from the previous week to $1,873,000. 1,873 is 5% lower year over year. The median price is 3% lower. If we look at the dotted line, the 4-week moving average kind of shows that prices are trending up. Here's where sometimes it gets difficult to kind of explain. When sales are as low as they are, I'm just going to go back a little bit. When we're talking about 21 and 8 of those, like a high percentage are selling at $2 million or more, it's really kind of a bit tricky and a little crazy when you start getting the peaks and valleys to try to figure out, what is average? There's properties that sell for 1.5 million. There's properties that sell for 3 and 4 million. And that average price, I can tell you, if you look at the same category of prices and compare truly comparable properties to each other, overall, prices seem to be trending down. Sales, fewer sales than what we had a year ago. Listings, much more listings than what we were listing last year. Active listings is up. Months of inventory has been trending up, sitting at 3.5 months of inventory now. Let's look at Markham. Sales down, has been now for a few weeks. 26 detached properties were sold in Markham for week ending May the 1st. 6 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price down for a couple of weeks now, sitting at $1,735,000. 1,735 is 13% lower than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is 15% lower. The median price just for these last few weeks and the average price, if we just go back 4 weeks, looks kind of flat, but if we go back a bit further, you can see that median and average price are trending downwards. Sales, fewer sales, by far fewer sales compared to this time a year ago. However, 73% sold at list price or more. And that's been pretty steady for Markham. Markham it's unbelievable how competitive it is. So we're in the 70s the last 3 weeks. There's a couple weeks we came down, but if we go back, like there's many weeks where we are between 70 and 80% selling at list price or more. Listings. Overall, more listings, though the last couple of weeks were a little bit lower. If you go back, we are listing more properties in Markham, detached properties, than were listed a year ago. Active listings is increasing. Months of inventory was actually declining, but has jumped up this week to 2.2 months of inventory. Here's a quick summary. Pretty much you're going to see a balanced market in most areas. Very few pockets, Markham might have some of those, very few pockets we're going to have a seller's market, but overall, pretty much a balanced market. And in some neighborhoods, you're going to experience a buyer's market. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.